Good morning. Thought I would do a quick card pull this morning before we head off to homeschool play. I went ahead and pulled them ahead of time because it's a little quicker that way. And so the first card that we got was Come to the Edge. It's a pretty picture. And from the booklet it says, come to the edge. The essential meanings is courage, take a leap of faith, overcoming fear, and accepting risk. Facing the unknown is the only choice you really have right now if you want progress. It's okay to be afraid. Now is the time to take a risk that is not calculated, to feel exhilarated as you ready yourself for a leap of faith. Spirit is present, so let go of fear. You are called to express your true self. Listen to your heart and soul, not your head. Come to the edge and discover that you can fly. You must step into the unfamiliar so that you may find your miracles. That is a good message for today. A lot of times that we do let ourselves be ruled by fear instead of faith. And I thought that was pretty appropriate for what's been on my mind lately. A lot of people are really working on their spiritual development and working on trying to get more in touch with their higher self, with Source, the Creator, with God. And sometimes you may find it a little difficult. You question yourself a lot. And really what I wanted to say is it takes practice. And you know, I told you last time that we started skating, and so it's kind of like skating, especially when we do these sessions like the hypnosis. What these hypnosis sessions are for, this is not, you know, most people, they may just do it one time, and that's perfectly okay. But if you want to do it 2 or 3 times, it's perfectly okay too. Sometimes you need a little bit of assistance. If you can remember back when you were learning to skate, like my little girls are, you had to hold the wall at first, probably, and you probably held someone's hand, and someone helped guide you, and someone told you what to do. You've got to push your body weight into the floor, and you need to V your feet and bend your legs and lean forward. All those things, and you're just like, oh my gosh, I can't keep this all in my head. But eventually, after several times around, and it's different for everyone, a few trips to the rink, maybe out in the garage or on the sidewalk, eventually you get it, and you don't have to think about it anymore, and it's just a natural thing, and you'll forget that you even couldn't do it in the past. And so that's kind of what these hypnosis sessions are for. I want to get you connected to you, and I want you to be firmly connected so that anytime that you need guidance, you can check in with yourself. You don't need me, you don't need anyone else, you don't need a psychic, you don't need a reader, you don't need someone to guide you into hypnosis. You won't need that anymore, but it's okay if you need it a few times in the beginning. And so that's my goal, is to get you to the point where you can do it. And I'm no exception. I started out with our very first hypnosis session. I didn't see anything, in my mind's eye or otherwise. Flashes maybe. It wasn't even as vivid as a dream even. But once I learned to trust, then the information came in, and even though the information that came in on my first session was not even nothing I would have expected. It was a little crazy and out there, because my intention for that session was to just experience it and have fun. And so the things that were brought to me were not anything serious, nothing I really needed to work on. It was just showing these fantastical They weren't too fantastical. They were pretty mundane for that, but fantastical in our view of things, I guess. But anyway, what I'm trying to get at is, so at first it's going to be like when you're first trying to ride a bike, when you're first trying to skate, you're a little bit wobbly. If you're not experienced, now some people will just jump right in and they just go like they've been doing it forever, and those are usually the people that are used to meditating or are used to being in touch with themselves and trusting. And so the key thing is trust, definitely. And so anyway, so subsequent sessions that I've had with hypnosis and CTT and the different energy work that I've done on myself and others have done with me, this really opened that up. And so now it's really amazing because now I can just get into that space really quickly, especially with the practice. And then now I get images, and it's really cool because like you're talked to, your subconscious, your higher self talks to you through, and your guides and angels and things too, through your imagination, because that is your frame of reference. I don't know if you guys have seen that movie Pixels. You know, the little space aliens or whatever came down, and they came in the form of different pixelated old video games. And because that's what the language of the earth, they thought that was the language of the earth, and that's how they could communicate. And so your spirit part is going to communicate and use your symbols, your language, your whatever you've already got up there to communicate with you. And so that is your imagination. Okay, so so you can sit and you can daydream, and these things come to you. And that's pretty much like a session is a daydream. But whenever the information is coming in, it's something that you're not trying to make up. You're not like, oh, I'm going to see an apple, and this apple is going to be red, and I'm going to take a bite out of this apple. You're not creating it consciously. When you're in that space of allowing, it is going to come in spontaneously, and it may be a little startling, especially if you're not expecting it. So you'll just have something come in that you didn't create, so pay attention to that. Okay, so the best advice I can give on that is to write those things down, and you're probably going to come up with some sort of like a legend, like on a map, a decoding so that whenever you see this, something, that's this sort of thing, a butterfly or a moth or something, whenever that pops in, you know that this is meaning this is what they're trying to tell. And so if you can build up a translation type thing, then you can start understanding a little bit better. And I'm in the process of that at the moment, because a lot of the images and things I get don't make any sense until like a day or two later, and I see that same thing somewhere on a TV show, on a billboard, someone says something or whatever, or something in the news is that particular thing, and then I'm like, oh, that's what that was, but I didn't know it at the beginning. And so it's kind of like I've got my training wheels on right now, I guess you could say. And so maybe at some point that I will be able to instantly know what that means. And so I'm working on my trusting and my knowing. And so that's just advice that I would give to you guys. If you need someone to hold your hand, to guide you, because what the hypnosis does is it helps to relax that part of the mind that's always questioning. We need that part, of course. But if we can get it to relax a little bit and we get into a more receptive state, and someone helps to guide you into that, then you can get to that information. You can get firmly connected. Your higher self can come in and show you what it feels like and what it looks like and what it smells like and what it sounds like whenever you're being communicated with yourself. And so that's my job. I'm there to hold your hand, to guide you, to introduce you to some of you. You know, your higher self is always there. Okay, the bigger part of you is always there, but you don't always recognize it. And sometimes we really make an effort to not listen because we might not like the things that it's suggesting for us, because we don't want to change our ways or anything, be it food or relationships or whatever, you know, we may be getting inklings of changing, and we don't want to listen. So they'll give you these small little tidbits, so pay attention to that. You know, a lot of you will see like the numbers on the clock, 11:11, 12:12, 33, all these different synchronicity numbers. Start with that. Pay attention. The more you pay attention, the more you get. So anyway, I'm sorry I got off on a tangent on that, but that is something that I've been wanting to express, that these hypnosis sessions are not just for fun. They're for healing. They're for getting you connected. My main thing is to get you connected so that you can do this for yourself, that you will be able to drop down into that space very quickly, or up. I guess you would call it up if you're going to your higher self, but from our perspective it seems like down, because we're turning the volume of the world down so that we can get this stuff coming through. So yeah, then you won't need me anymore. I don't want you to need me. But if you need me 2, 3, 4 times before then, I'm here and I will help you the best I can. And I can do that through the soul star journeys. We can do that in a different way through the consciousness transformation technique. And so if you want to try that out with the 4-minute miracle, just get with me sometime. It'll only take us like 20 or 30 minutes for me to explain it to you and have you to do it yourself. And then, you know, it's amazing how fast that works. Anyway, let's get back on track here. Okay, so our first card was come to the edge. And I thought it was really interesting that at the end of this it says, come to the edge and discover that you can fly. You must step into the unfamiliar so that you may find your miracles. And so then I pulled a unicorn card. This is before I even read what that was or anything. And this one comes up a lot too. I got miracles. Have faith that your miracle is on its way. Your prayers have been answered. Surrender to the how. So in other words, you've asked, so now you just have to allow, and don't worry about how it's going to come to you. Whatever it is that you've asked, for a situation to resolve, for resources of some sort, don't worry about how. Just trust that you asked, so it's going to come. And you have to allow for it to come. And so work on that. Work on your trust and your allowing. Okay. And our last one is a team effort. And that is so true. And that kind of ties into the little tangent I got on, okay? You're not alone, okay? You don't have to try to do this all of yourself, okay? I'm here. There are many, many others that whoever you resonate with the most, because each person is going to need something a little bit different. And so just connect with whoever resonates with you, talk with them, watch some videos if they have them, see how their energy is and see if that's something that jives with you, and then let them guide you. Also use discernment as well, though, because a spiritual community is not all love and light all the time, okay? There are lower vibration people that, oh gosh, how to put this? There's a lot of pitfalls, okay? And so there are people out there that are looking to take advantage, okay? But don't be afraid of that, because if you're listening to your heart and how it feels and not dismissing any feelings that you get just because you want to work with that person, maybe that person has a big following or very enticing, the things that they say are very enticing, but you have this feeling that something's not right. Well, listen to that, okay? Because there are a lot of, gosh, I don't even know the word to say. You'll know what's right for you, okay? So there are many of us working totally for the light and wanting to empower you, and there are others that are working the opposite, trying to disempower you, and you're going to know which, okay? So I just want you to trust yourself, all right? So come to the edge, expect the miracles, accept the miracles however they come, and know that you're not alone. Look at all these, oh wow, I just noticed they have little plugs on them. And early on last year, when I was finishing my training for the quantum hypnosis, I got this image or this feeling or knowing, I don't know exactly what it was, but that there were people walking around and they had these cords, and they were, not knowing that they weren't plugged in. They were just kind of roaming around. And so what I was doing was taking them by the hand, and I was grabbing their cords with their assistance. I was plugging them in, and it was just like whenever the connections met, it was just like boom, oh wow, and then they're connected back to the all, their higher part, so that's what made me so excited. I'm so excited doing this work is because I am helping you get connected to you. So that's really awesome that there's little plugs here. So let's get you plugged in. If you need help, let me know. There's many other people, not just me. There are lots of people with different abilities and talents and areas that they can help you. And so it's okay to wear the training wheels. It's okay to hold the hand for a time with the intention that you're going to do this on your own, and really make the effort to get connected. So anyway, I'm sorry I've kept you a little bit longer than what I meant to, and we've got to get to our play date. So love you guys, and until next time, bye.